Get loud, get ghetto, get ratchet, turn up, all that good, good jazz. Alright, first to the open mic, and as I call them, make sure y'all show them love, clap them up until they get to the stage, and let's get them ready. Alright, first to the open mic for the night is my man, Ace Metaphor. Let's give him a round of applause, y'all. How y'all doing?
Yeah, we
Gotta get it off. Like my man said, my name is Ace Metaphor. You can find me on Facebook under Tony Knowles, Instagram Ace Metaphor. Look me up, add me as friends. I only got a few. I feel unpopular, so if you can do that, I appreciate it. I'm gonna get right into the piece. I don't like a lot of shy chatter. But I just want y'all to remember, like a poetry thing, we like family and shit. So seeing that we like family, I'm gonna do a piece that I really don't know like that. So if I mess up, remember we family and shit.
I'll stand for you.
Right. I'll talk about you. I'm a fuck.
Good shit. I'll never forget when she told me that icebergs were nothing but tumors of the sea. That instruments, if used properly, were somehow flotation devices. Who knew songs could be so unsinkable? Because as she died, I remember she stroked each chord of every malignant string growing slowly inside her organs, loud enough for her cries to sing a symphonic soliloquy with her soul's piano keys, the beauty of which brought ease to anyone around that would listen. And I, fighting back tears, pretended to be as strong as her so I can shoulder her like her burden, like the vibrant violinist she was once so beautiful. I remember the days before cancer was so ugly to her. I cringed as I watched her radiation-filled, chemoblastic, titanic ship finally break into two. The day all her hair fell out, I felt each pound of her body weight slowly disintegrate through my fingers with every subsequent treatment. The doctor and I could be found arguing that day. I said, what good is it to kill the bad cells if the good ones, they die too? You're not doing enough. I said, but she just sat there, calmly. I knew at that moment she had accepted that her vessel was doomed to sink to the bottom of life's Atlantic. But she put on my coat, she said, baby, look at me. It's gonna be okay. Don't panic. Doesn't this sound beautiful? She said as she played me a track. She knew that her voice will forever be my favorite wind instrument. She sang, last words riddled with B flats, and as the fantastic waters in the music that we didn't even notice as the waters had reached our knees. And when it hit our hips, she orchestrated for me an elaborate orchestra, a beautiful chorus of high notes and altoid voices that bridged troubled hearts and hooks of freedom and carpe diem, just as a reminder of her beauty. But then the water hit her neck. She still tried to sing as she struggled to breathe. Her body started drowning itself. Then she whispered to me, she said, come here. She said, God's choir is never misguided. Stay composed. That even hell and brimstone couldn't stop the waving of my baton. Give me your hand, she grabbed mine. I kneeled at her bedside. She told me a joke. We laughed for the last time. Before we prayed C- to Poseidon for him to calm cancer C, because then she told me I am no longer taking my medicine. I said, why? She said, because I would rather feel healthy. And this shit only makes me more sick and ugly. That I would rather die being beautiful than to live a little bit longer not being able to look at myself in the mirror anymore. She said, as the waters rose to her nose, she choked and said that I am no longer taking swimming lessons because my hospital bed comes equipped with motorboats of hope. These music can float in oceans, flutes that don't sink, she said. And I said, baby, hospital beds don't come equipped. Heart monitors. My bad, y'all. Heart monitors. Made for horrible anchors, I said. Guitars don't get you very far when you use them as paddles. Flare guns will not be licensed along with oxygen tanks. Doctors, they don't diagnose in Morse code, baby. How won't you die? She said, shh. Because cancer is just a seed. My tumor is just an iceberg, yes. My body has been hit. I will sink. I am too sick. But my body is the only thing about me that will die. We will remain unsinkable in my song. Doesn't that sound beautiful, she said. I will stay alive as long as you can still hear me. So while I sink, would you like to hear another song? That's it.
All right.
Okay, so, my bad. I tried to memorize it before I got here. I got through it pretty well, seeing as how I didn't have it really memorized like that. All right, thank you. I got one more, and then I'm gonna get out y'all.